Holy cow. Right off the bat. There we go. There we go. There we go, guys. Number 3. Holy cow. Look at that. Right there. Check out that fatty. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. All right, these surroundings are much different than my normal surroundings for fishing. This is an urban pond that's got titanic catfish in it. So I'm here with my brother, and ironically enough, hot dogs do really well out here, all beef, and then we've got some chicken thighs. So I'm just using one of my bass rods, but I've got a leader on there and like a little circle hook. So we're gonna have some fun out here today. It's a little chilly, so if you're new to the channel, hey, thanks for hanging out and supporting it. And for everyone else, hey, I hope you're having a great new year. Thanks for hanging out. Just a reminder, I got this cool hat from my sister with the Casual Observations logo on it. Hopefully I got that in front of the hat cam. No, I'm not going to put the hat cam on this thing because I don't want to ruin it. I'd have to drill a hole in it, but this is my hat that I wear when I get staged up here, and then switch over to the hat cam. All right, I'm going to get rigged up and get fishing. All right, guys, so what I did was when I cast that out there, I don't close the bail, I leave it open. That way it doesn't pendulum back into me. And then I've got the drag set. Hopefully you can see right down here, I got a little rod holder. And my brother's got a couple rods. So the other thing I'm gonna do is throw a couple lures out there, bass lures. So we'll see how that goes. Try some of these monster bass lures that I picked up. I've got 2 boxes, but I'll probably use them from the first box. See how that goes. The water here is semi-stained. There's a lot of leaves and cabbage in here, but you know, we've had success. We've caught some behemoth catfish out of here. One time we were fishing and we caught this catfish that was so dang big, the guy that was picking up trash in the neighborhood, his truck was going by and he stopped and he yelled out the window, "You catch that in here?" We were like, "Yep." And so he gave us a thumbs up and kept going. Then over there by those trees, we saw a guy casting along and he was using a crankbait and he had a bass bust his line over there. So there's some stuff in here. We caught a big bass on a hot dog in here too. Anyway. All right, guys, so let me rig up this other pole and we'll see what we get. All right, guys. On this other rig, I'm using this Team ARK Elite Z-63. Oops, there we go. Lipless crankbait. So, sorry about the wind. It's just kind of a windy day. This thing I can fire a country mile. And this one's on the other bass rod, 20-pound braid, 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. And the cool thing with this is, oh my gosh, that looks awesome in the water. I got my Speed Spin, Lee Speed Spin 300 on a 6-foot ugly stick. The cool thing about this lure is the way it wiggles. Now don't do it too fast, because in the wintertime, you know, the bass they're looking for lazy stuff. Oops, I picked up some cabbage there. I'm gonna get this cabbage off of here. He's saying about 10 feet off the end of that dock is a good spot there. I'm gonna work down this little edge here, and then I'll head back over there. There is a bit of cabbage in here along the edges. You got to get it out there kind of deep. But it feels kind of weird fishing in a richo neighborhood like this for bass and catfish. The thing is, we know they're in here. We've caught them before. All right, guys. I'm gonna fire off this little community dock here, straight out there, and we'll see. The other thing in here is, I didn't bring any worms, but we've caught some hellacious nuclear waste bluegill, as my brother puts it, that are just absolutely titanic. Okay, this will work. I just cruise it real slow. I guess a little fountain out there is to keep this thing from getting stagnant and keep it aerated. So this little Z-63 lipless crankbait is phenomenal, guys. It's kind of like a bluegill color, and it just shimmers along. The cool thing is, when it first hits the water, it looks like a dying bait, and that's where I think the hit is going to come in. Yeah, you can cast that thing a country mile. Just a little twitch on the way down. God, it's been, what, 4 years since the last time I fished here. This thing looks just phenomenal in the water. Look at that. I don't think you guys can see it, but man, it is great. All right, boys, nothing yet. That Z-63 lipless crankbait, you got to pick one of those up. Those are going to be phenomenal in the summer. They just are so smooth. So I switched over to the Berkeley twitch tail on the micro rig and just twitching it out there. We'll see what we get. The thing is, there's some gigantic bluegill in here, and I hope that they're hungry. I want to take a hit at this. These Berkeley twitch tails are just awesome. Let's hit this a little deeper. All right, Alright boys, I got something hitting on the twitch tail. If it's one of those big bluegill, I need to wait for him to gag it down. Well, but they were popping on this as soon as it hit the water. It's still in good shape. I'm gonna try to get closer to that column. There we go. Check it out. Instantly hit. All right, boys, I'm gonna let him take it. No! How did I lose him? He had the whole thing. The integrity is still there. All right, boys. Something may be tinkering here with oh yeah, something's on here. Maybe a turtle. Maybe one of those giant bluegill. Oh yeah, I got some weight here. Nope. Dang. Rats. All right, back to the twitch tail. All right, guys, I switched it up to my trusty craw. See if we can get something here. The twitch tail was getting a lot of action, but they just couldn't. I don't know what the deal was. Maybe the situation where the trap magnet is up too high on there, too close to the head, and they just can't get it all the way in. So we're gonna see what happens with this little craw. All right, guys, I switched over to a little gulp minnow. Had some action on the craw, but nothing really committed. Kind of like the twitch tail. Just a couple nibbles, but no commits. So we're gonna see if this gulp minnow can get something. We've had some nibbles on the chicken, but no big hits yet. All right, there we go. I got something. I'm gonna let him take it, let him take it. All right, let's see what we got. Dang it, again. How the heck does he not get caught? All right, boys, I think we're hooked up. Finally, something committed. Check it out, it's a nice bluegill. I'm gonna have to dig that one out, so we'll have to get back to you here in a minute. All right, boys, there he is. That's not a bad bluegill right there. So we avoid the skunk. Hopefully you can see that. Check the integrity of the bait. Oh man, this thing's in great shape. All right, my brother had a little bit of action on his chicken there. So the gulp minnow, man, I had a nice bite on the twitch tail, couldn't get him in. Had a nice bite on the little craw, couldn't get him in. Ooh, there's another bite on this guy. It's taken him a while to get it in, I notice. I think it's because of the weather. All right, boys, I think I'm hooked up again. I gotta watch these lines out here. Holy cow. Check it out. There's something squealing over there. I got a nice bass on the minnow. He's a little guy, but hey, it's still worth it. Good stuff, man. There you go. All right, let me check these rods over here. Let me check this. Okay, guys, I gotta tell you something. The gulp minnows that I've got, I've had them for quite a while, over a year, and they're losing their integrity. They're getting real soft, meaning that, let me get this untangled. I gotta check these lines, meaning that they're just not doing so well because they just keep peeling and coming apart. All right, guys, I'm checking these lines here. My brother had to run to his house, which isn't very far from here. This rod keeps kind of clicking a little bit, but nothing on there. I was going to tell you what I was saying after I caught that bass. Those gulp minnows, I've had them for over a year, and they're just the integrity of them. They're like turning to mush. Normally, you know, you can reuse them, and these are just kind of disintegrating. So keep that in mind if you ever hang on to those for too long. All right, I'm gonna keep fishing. Hopefully we'll get something else. We got one bluegill and one bass. That's not bad. All right, boys, I think we're hooked up again. Is this the same dinky bass? No way. Nope, it's a different one. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Guys, I hadn't moved that fast in I don't know how long. How many years? There he goes. I caught him before he flipped in. Check him out. Yeah, it's a different bass. Boy, there's some little ones in there feeding. There he goes. All right, so 2 bass and a bluegill. I checked my catfish line, and guess what? It was gone. All the bait was gone. So, had to re-up. I don't know if a turtle got it or if it's picked to death. Then we had the security from the homeowners association show up. But there's a card my brother has. It shows that he lives here, so he didn't say much else. He was like, oh, we never seen anybody fish here. And I told him about all the big fish we've caught out of this place. And so he was cool. All right, so I switched back to the Berkeley twitchtail since I got 2 bass of a decent size. They like to hang around that little column there. So, whoa. Did I have a bite right there and I didn't realize it? Crying out loud. I think I did. All right, there we go. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We've been out here for quite a while. The chicken and the hot dogs have been pecked at, but we think it's turtles, no real bites. And we know there's big catfish in here. The only thing is if that polar vortex from last year, and you know, we froze up here 3 to 4 inches, and the fish down here in Texas aren't used to that. So that might have had, killed off some of those. We don't know, but we've caught some big ones in here before, it's just not today. But it was nice to pick up a couple of bass and that bluegill. But we're gonna hit the road. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time, see you later.